Hey, it's your boy, Kelton Gresham, your favorite photographer. Today we behind the scenes. You can see the 70 to 200 millimeter lens right there. We got it on the A7R3 camera, and we got a softbox going on right here. This softbox right here is probably about 3 feet by 4 feet. It's to mimic window light, and that's the reason why it's got that kind of shape. It's the same shape as a window. So I wanted it to look kind of like I was beside a window or something like that. So I fixed up a chair right there and just draped my sweater over it, green sweater that I got. It go 80-200 flash, and I got it pointed at my backdrop, and I got it on a real low setting. And I just wanted to make sure that the backdrop can be illuminated and it can be seen, because the flash is so far away, it's gonna make it drop into black. So I didn't want it to fade into totally black. You can see right there, it's a canvas backdrop. You see all those wrinkles in it, but it's all good. It won't show up in the picture though. And so we got your the little softbox on the left, camera left, and that softbox right there is to be a rim light to me. So you see a real basic and simple setup right there. I got the backdrop is quite a distance away from where I'll be seated, but you see it's a real simple setup. Like I said, a table just sitting there. I just took my sweater off and just draped it over the top of there. So we got a different view of me there. Right now I'm connecting with the camera so that it'll follow me around, because I'm in there shooting by myself. So you see how big the softbox is in comparison to me. Pretty big, and it'll provide pretty soft light. Again, the 80-200, just making sure that that's pointed towards the backdrop with this canvas. I wish I could take all those wrinkles out, and I will. I'll just steam it and bring some hot water. There go your the rim light right there, and we got the grid on it to make sure that it doesn't spill light back into the camera. Now I'm just gonna take a seat right here, kind of take it all in for a minute, get my camera to stop following me for a second. Probably finna check the settings or something like that on my camera. Here I am back. Start recording again, and now you can see me showing up, and on the right hand side of the screen I'm showing up now because I'm using the Atomos Ninja to record myself. So that look is through the lens. That's like if you were looking through the lens of my camera. I've got my cell phone right there where I can check my composition. It's connected to my camera via Wi-Fi, so I can see myself. I'm allowing the audience to see me for a second there. Just making sure that we're all connected. And the next thing is to just take some pictures. Finding a good hiding place. So I hit the 2-second timer and then just strike a pose. And in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, we're really just sitting there. Don't concentrate too much on the poses and stuff like that, especially as the photographer. And just my opinion, don't concentrate too much, because when it's time for your clients to sit there, just like this shot, I made sure that my glasses were pointed towards the softbox so I could see how it looked. And then I take the glasses off and see how that looks. So the whole time that I'm shooting, I'm not trying to shoot for the best shot. I always depend on take so many shots that I can go back later and just pick and choose from there. Because if you're too specific, then you don't get a chance to try different things. So here I'm lifting the light up, and I'm really basing this idea off of when I turned my head and looked into it, it was a reflection in my glasses. So I decided, well, we'll take this and we'll lift it up some. Then let's see, we'll test what effect that'll have. And again, I'm taking my phone and looking at my composition. I hit the timer. Boom, there it is. Now you can see what the light is doing. So when you have a subject that has glasses on, if you take the light and raise it up higher, then you won't get so much of a glare on the glasses. Just looking, making sure this thing will come on back around and keep on recording me. All right, here we go again. Just sit there. Cross the arms up for a minute. So shot after shot, I just keep on looking at my composition, where I am in the frame, what kind of feeling am I trying to portray? And in these, I just want something that feels like I'm at peace. That it all should feel thinking about some sort of interintuitive. If that's I don't want it to appear that I'm stressed out, but inside it should be something on the inside. I don't want it to appear that I'm even thinking. Can tell you, okay, we're just flowing along, and this is the right thing. So don't focus on just the right shot. I'm shooting at f8 as well because a lot of the times when I'm shooting dark and moody photos and stuff like this, and I don't have a lot of direct light that's pointed at me, then the camera's not gonna pick up my face, and therefore it's not gonna pick up the eye. But I'm shooting at f8, so the aperture is wide enough to where everything will be in focus except for the backdrop. And that's part of the reason why I put that backdrop so far back away from me, more than 6 feet away from me. And then I could pull off this kind of look, because you got to remember that backdrop was mighty wrinkled. So right here, I'm just setting my settings. Got to get the camera to follow me again. Just a lot of stuff to think about. You can see it forming the box around my face right there. It's funny now watching the playback of myself. And again, just strike a pose. Look at the direction that I'm looking in. I'm looking towards the flash this time. And so last time I would have had a big reflection in my glasses. But remember, I took the light and I moved it up. I elevated the light. Now I can look in that direction with glasses on, and you don't see a glare. Now if you wear shades, sometimes I want the glare to be there. Sometimes with just my glasses on, I really want the glare to be there. It's a cool little effect sometimes, especially to me with shades on. That's one of my favorite shots and poses right there. I usually don't even pose with a camera, but having the camera this time sure did make it easy. And I put my shutter speed up at about 250. This way, the room is actually black to my camera. The room is completely black, but then once I'm using flash, then the flash is the only thing that's illuminating this shot as far as how it looks to the camera. So if you could imagine having on pitch black shades to where every place that you look is completely pitch black and dark. This is the same concept that welders use when they're welding, because you can't look at that directly. So they put a shield on the front of their face, and it's so dark that they can't walk around with this shield on. It's completely pitch black in front of them. So as they're welding, the only light that they can see is the light that they are creating. So I like to call it painting with light. And so now as I'm looking at the scene, thinking I want to walk around, I want to grab this strip box, and I want to mainly be lit by this strip box. I like to do this a lot of times because it's just not something that's typical. So now I'm just angling that strip box, making sure that it's gonna be facing me. And again, this is one of those hard things about shooting alone. You gotta do everything yourself. You gotta think it all out yourself. You gotta get composition and stuff like that on your own. So right there, I hadn't looked at the phone yet to see my composition, and I'm looking at my composition in my phone. That's me being picky. And I hide my phone, and boom, now look at how moody this is. Now, one thing that I did do is I turned down the key light almost off, but I turned it way down, and I increased that rim light. So now we're getting this kind of effect. It appears as if I may be next to a window and the rest of the room is dark. But this is a great example where you can see the camera only sees black because my shutter speed is up at 1/250th of a second. And I'm at f8. So everything is dark. So look at the backdrop. You can see that it's not illuminated at all. You can't see anything at all. And it'll just fade off into black. And this will happen no matter what color you're using. But as long as you just raise that shutter speed up, as well as if you was to raise the aperture, keep on raising the aperture, the back it's gonna get just pitch black. After a while, it won't be any information at all in there, and that's getting into dangerous territory. So you don't want to really leave it to where there's just absolutely nothing. But in order to get it dark, just turn certain things down, turn other things up. And that's what I tell a lot of people a lot of times. Don't be afraid to experiment. What'll happen if you completely turn one of your lights off? What'll happen if you put your light at an odd angle? So please put your lights at odd angles. Don't always keep it right in front of the subject. Don't always keep it at just a 45. Go ahead on past 45. Go ahead and be bold. Do 90 degrees and see what'll happen. Your subject is not supposed to be trying to check every single shot that you take. So a lot of the times during your sessions, go ahead and just switch something up. The subject won't know. Let them relax. Tell them to look at their phone or something like that for a little minute. A lot of the times I will allow them to pick their own music. And so that way, while they're sorting through whatever music they want to play, then that's the time where you can start taking your lights and put them in odd positions and just take pictures and just tell the person to just relax. And it's not that big of a deal. You both will get a break, but later in post, when you're looking back through the photos, you'll be able to look and you'll be able to see the different things that you know that you did. You don't have to deliver that to the client, so there's no pressure, but you can look back and you can see what you actually did. By the way, special shout out to my son, Kelton Gresham III. I love you, man. Keep on going. So in these pictures, make sure you realize that in post, we can really be a beast with these things. We have a whole lot of different opportunities that we can take within post, as long as you have enough light there. So like I was saying earlier, as long as you don't just take away all of the light and you still have some light there, then once you get it in post in Lightroom or whatever you're using, then you can start to increase the shadows. You can increase the amount of light that's in the shadows. Or like what I was thinking about is taking those images and turning them into black and whites. I wanted high contrast, therefore I'm going to have a flash and I'm gonna have a really dark area. So you got real light and you got real dark, which you put those two together, you got contrast. So I wanted a lot of contrast in these photos. And at the same time, I still want everybody to see how simple it is. That I'm not going through a whole lot of stuff. I haven't replaced any soft boxes. I haven't made any major movements of any of the lights at all. I haven't made any major adjustments to any of the lights, just slight adjustments. But I noticed that most photographers just refuse to move the light. It's really as easy as that. And one of the biggest things that I want you to please remember, whenever we have these photos and they're turning out with this, what they call a painterly look, it's painterly really because of the colors that are involved. I didn't just so happen to have on a green shirt. I didn't just so happen to have on blue rimmed glasses. I didn't just so happen to have on blue jeans. The backdrop doesn't just so happen to have yellow in it. All of this was planned. I did all of that on purpose. And if you look on the color wheel, all I'm doing is choosing opposing colors, basically. So the opposite of a blue goes into a green. The opposite of a green goes into a yellow, so forth and so on. Then you throw in my brown skin, bada boom, bada bang, voila. So please, people, don't overthink. Relax. Take a little time, just relax. I can win the game a whole lot better when I do it in practice. When I actually show up to do the shooting, when I'm actually doing the thing that people know me to do, I'm actually just doing the same stuff that I did in practice. So the key word is practice. Practice, practice, practice. Don't be afraid. Keep on practicing. Keep using your time in order to do the thing that you're the most passionate about. Keep using your time for it. Do this on purpose. And again, you see me trying to get my camera to follow me. So yeah, I look really crazy. But once it gets it, it's all good. It'll keep on following me. It's funny looking at myself from this angle. But yeah, you see it following me again now. Man, I can't wait until I have like a crew around me that can handle that kind of thing. But I ain't got that kind of money right now. I don't even have those kind of friends right now. Hey, if you are one of those friends, then holla at your boy. Nah, but for real, I know them friends out there. Marlon, I know you out there. James, I know you out there, man. I know y'all will come to the rescue. I'm just kidding. Hey, so, but the advantage is that I get a chance to just at the spur of the moment, I can just decide to just do this. It's all on me. I'm the most dependable model. I'm the most dependable photographer. I'm the most dependable videographer because it's all on my time. And speaking about this kind of stuff, y'all, again, stop all the overthinking. If it's the first wedding, if it's the first event, if it's the first whatever, birthday, whatever it is, when it's the first, it's just the first. It's every single time it's a learning experience. I think Beyonce said that she still gets nervous before she goes on stage. So I think it's important for us to remember we're not robots. You're not pre-programmed with this stuff. You're not supposed to be. Enjoy the process, not just the results. We can enjoy the results. That's cool. But please enjoy the process. And speaking of processes, after this process, here are some of the results. I hope you like them. If you made it through this long video, I just want to tell you thank you. Really appreciate you sticking around. But remember, go out there and love somebody today. Make sure that you're loving yourself. I love you, and amen.